There once was a large brown moose with long floppy ears named Chris. He roamed the forest near Caribou, Maine. There weren't many folks thereabouts, only an occasional farm. It was the night before Christmas, and Chris Moose felt at loss for something to do. It had snowed for the last 3 days, and the pine trees were laden with sparkling flakes. The sun had gone down, and stars glittered in the sky. Staring at the splendor of it all, Chris noticed one star shining brightly in the north. It was so beautiful, he started walking towards it. Walking for miles, he saw a light through the trees. Curious, he kept up behind a large pine and peered around at the most amazing sight. A gabled house glowed with hundreds of lights strung from the eaves, smoke trailing up from chimneys at each end of the roof. Chris heard somebody cry ever so softly. Peering in the window, he spied a small boy in green and red pajamas holding a tiny small white dog in his lap. That's that dog. The little creature lay quite still with its eyes closed. The only sign of life, a slight movement of his tummy. "Hey there, little boy, what's the problem?" Chris asked in a loud, gruff voice. Caught off guard, the startled child jumped up. "Who's out there?" "It's only me, Chris Moose. I saw your lights and I heard crying. What's wrong?" The little boy stared out at the spectacle for a long time. Not sure he wasn't dreaming. Moose don't talk. Deciding it didn't matter, he answered the question anyway. "I found this little fur person outside my door, so I brought it inside. It whispered something about lost faith." The wind picked up as Chris listened. "Look, he's dying," the small boy whispered sadly. Agitated by the wind, snow was starting to blow so hard Chris couldn't see the end of his nose. Using his fingers, he flapped it out of his eyes while he thought and thought. "I know an old moose remedy for curing them that are ailing." The little boy's face lit up as he looked out the window at the huge furry beast. "Dear Mr. Moose, please help. I'd be forever grateful." With nary a word, the large animal turned and disappeared into the blinding storm. The boy patted his nipped bundle of fur, wishing there was more he could do. It seemed like a long time since the moose had left, and the boy prayed that his new friend would be all right. Holding the little dog closer, he fell asleep. Far away near a mountaintop, Chris Moose trudged through the snow, heading for a cave he knew about. Buffeted by the wind, he pushed through the brush to a hidden opening in the mountainside. Inside the cave was dry and warm. A large cross was etched into the wall, along with the carvings of animals from a millennium ago. And a millennium ago is a long time ago, in case you didn't know. Near the back was a pool of still water. At the edge, a light shined down on a solitary white flower. Carefully, the moose picked a petal with his lips, holding it tightly. Cold and tired, he left the cave. The moon was full and trees glistened with new fallen snow. The star he had seen was burning brighter than ever. Hurrying through the white powdery stuff, he finally saw the light of the antique house. Pushing through a large drift to the window, he laid the small petal on the sill. The boy ran to the window, opening upon hearing the noise. "Give this to your friend to eat," Chris Moose said solemnly. The small boy looked at the kindly face with big droopy eyes, then hurried to his friend and put the petal in his mouth. Slowly the first person chewed the flower, growing stronger with each bite. Soon the little creature stood up. He smiled at the boy, then went to the window, reaching out to touch Chris Moose. Warmth coursed through Chris's body as he felt the glow of love fill his tender heart. Turning, the small creature went to the boy and hugged him. The room filled with light from the floor to the heavens. "For your kindness you should be rewarded with love and affection. I bless you both. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost." With that, the light became blinding, then was gone. Chris Moose blinked, trying to see. Only The small boy remained lying on his bed asleep, a smile on his face and a pure white feather in his hand. Chris Moose looked at the child for a second, then to the bright night sky. The star that had twinkled so intensely was nowhere to be seen. In all the world, the wind held its breath as life was reborn and love filled the land. Now that's a version of a story with a headless gnome. But the only way the UnGnome author could read that was if he kind of pulled his head up a little bit so he could see. And you might have seen what looked like somebody else's head right behind the gnome, but that was just an illusion because the story is so magical. It really is. Oh, I'm Pippin. Hey, there you there. So Pippin and I, we want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year, because we love all you guys, all 6 of you that watch our videos. Well, however many watch. And we want to tell you that next year is coming out a new story called Deranged Commuter, followed very shortly after that by Tweenie and the Colored Bulb People. It's about a little kid that's not quite a teenager and his friend Lucky Bonk and Patty Patch. And they notice that the lights are going out and that there's lights going in the woods. They're following and they're going to a great secret place. Oh, I know. Get over it. Get over it. Get over it, she says. Ha 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 ha. Very funny. Anyway, what are you doing there? Stay. You can't leave. Anyway, we love you very much, and we hope you have a nice holiday. You take care. Bye.